Hey Kyle, check it out. I wrapped Dimitri's desk.
This injustice requires swift vengeance.
No matter where you are or how you choose to communicate with others, your chances of running into a troll are pretty high. And no, I don't mean the magical Scandinavian variety or the soulless hippie toys of the 1990s.
When you wish on a treasure troll, who knows what might happen?
I'm talking, of course, about the ubiquitous troublemakers who manage to show up and stir the pot wherever and whenever anything is posted online. But this pesky modern-day practice has an interesting history, and you might be surprised to learn that it actually goes back thousands of years. Most people have a general understanding of what an internet troll is, but what many don't consider is how they came to be known this way.
Steve Jobs owns a PC.
What the f did you say? I will f kill you, you piece of shit.
There are a few plausible origin stories out there, so take your pick. There's the obvious connection with the mythical ogres who lived under bridges, harassing passers-by with obscure riddles and generally offensive behavior. Then there's the fisherman's definition of trolling, dragging bait through water with a line to attract fish. And during the Vietnam War, the US military used it as slang for friendly jets acting as bait by entering hostile territory, trolling for MiGs.
You were in a 4G inverted dive with a MiG-28?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing there?
Greetings.
Wherever it came from, the word troll as we understand it today lumps all manner of shittiness under one compact umbrella. But the human desire to wind each other up goes back well before the creation of the internet. In fact, the first recorded instance of trolling happened in ancient Greece. Back when Plato defined man as a featherless biped, Diogenes of Sinope responded to the philosopher by presenting him with a plucked chicken and a note saying, "Behold, I have brought you a man."
Male man birds are capable of laying eggs too. I have so many questions.
Thousands of years later, trolling continued to be a shared universal experience, especially with the evolution of technology and media. In the 1970s, American actor, writer, and performance artist Andy Kaufman was a master of this. He became notorious for blurring the lines between reality and fiction to infuriate celebrities and audiences with his controversial characters and antics.
327 pounds. That's a lot more than you weigh, Lawler. Okay? Watch this. Let's go.
Come on, baby! That's what's just gonna happen to you, Lawler! See? Come on, baby! Come on!
She doesn't have any money. She's poor. She can't sue me.
See, I can do anything I want!
Get the camera off. Shut this camera off.
Then there's the infamous Colombian drug kingpin Pablo Escobar, who took his son on a tour of the White House while both the FBI and Interpol were looking for him. But even everyday pranksters were making headlines too. Like in 1974, when an Alaskan man put a bunch of tires on a volcano's peak and set them on fire to make it look like it was about to blow.
I think I smell some smoke back here.
Look, I could go on forever, but you get the idea. Some of us just love to screw with other people. In fact, Plato's eccentric contemporaries and the 12-year-olds calling your mom fat in lobby have something very disturbing in common. They're psychotic, narcissistic sadists. No, really, there have been studies on the subject. In 2014, two of them involving over 1,200 people answering questions about their online commenting habits found a very strong link between an affinity for trolling and the so-called dark triad of personality traits: narcissism, psychopathy, and sadism.
Psychologists and psychiatrists have been somewhat taken back by the huge amount of negativity there appears to be on the internet. And it may be that the internet has unleashed a kind of dark demon within millions of people out there in the general public.
Those who engage in trolling behaviors online are likely to feel that the more beautiful and pure a thing is, the more satisfying it is to corrupt it. Researchers went as far as saying that online trolling behaviors appear to be a cyber manifestation of everyday sadism. Yikes.
Are you reading your autobiography?
You know what, Colten? Why don't you go But things weren't always quite so dark for the trolls. Online, trolling for newbies can be traced back to Usenet chat rooms in the 80s and 90s, describing the practice of posting false information or questions with obvious answers to weed out the noobs from the OGs.
But I was in IRC a lot in college. A lot. And I need to go to class, so what I did was I automated myself on IRC so that I could continue to call people names and harass people while I wasn't there.
Eventually, the jokes went too far, which led to these trolls being banished to their own forum, alt.tasteless.
The tasteless denizens were kind of hived off and started their own group, and alt.tasteless was born.
And it's from the primordial ooze of the original Usenet trolls that sites like 4chan emerged. 4chan gave rise to trolls as we think of them now, those who consciously and deliberately engage in social sabotage. And of course, it just so happens that most trolls enjoy playing video games, although that's not to say that they're all the same. There are accidental trolls, cliche trolls, refined trolls, and genuine ass trolls. Accidental trolls are players we encounter who are completely unaware that they're being a nuisance, typically because they have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Bro, can you iconic? You are so.
The uninspired cliche troll, on the other hand, is absolutely aware of their actions. You'll see these jackasses regularly teabagging, body blocking, team killing, intentionally going AFK, boost stealing, Leroy Jenkinsing the objective, farming others for points, abusing the chat wheel function, locking in troll pics, or screaming obscenities at you over voice chat.
Okay, yeah, okay, okay, that's the most bullshit I ever know. Now, yeah,
Refined trolls, though? They're something to be admired. These creative original trolls are masters of staying in character and find genuinely hilarious ways of getting under their victim's skin.
Son of a fucking bitch.
What?
You bear trapped me. You just fucking put all these bear traps in this room and waited for me to log back in, didn't you cheeky fuck? Because there's fucking bear traps all around the room. Quite clearly that was fucking you.
No, it wasn't me.
Open this fucking door, dude. Don't fucking lie, I know this shit.
Is this Farmer John or?
Yes, this is fucking Farmer John.
Even though encountering these types of trolls can obviously be frustrating, at the end of the day, they're relatively harmless. They're only messing with your gaming session, not your real life. They don't go nearly as far as the dreaded genuine ass troll. This is a special breed of twisted bridge dweller whose sick sense of humor manifests in unprovoked criminal acts like doxing their victims or even worse, swatting them.
By the time I was holding my hands up, I wasn't gonna make a move. You know, I wasn't gonna go turn my stream off with one hand. You know, exactly. I was a little nervous. I mean, dude, you got guys pointing rifles at. They weren't pistols, man. They were rifles. So
outside of reporting these attention-seeking troublemakers to game developers and potentially law enforcement, how are we supposed to deal with them? Well, for years, don't feed the trolls has been the standard cliche advice. But the problem with that philosophy is that trolls feed off each other, and because of that, they're absolutely everywhere.
now I gotcha. Holy shit!
The thrill of annoyance has become such a widespread phenomenon that there are all sorts of resources available to people looking to combat the problem.
Do you post as Magnolia fan on moviepoopshoot.com?
Yeah.
Did you write, fuck Jay and Silent Bob, fuck them and their stupid asses?
Yeah, a while ago. So?
Look, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're online, at the grocery store, or work, there are always going to be jerks who try to mess with you. And so the best advice I can offer is not to ignore the trolls, but instead, show them how it's really done.
So, you're saying the only way to fix the problem is to add to it?
Hey, it ceases to be a problem if everyone is doing it.
Strangely, that's not the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Thanks. Wait a second, are you trolling me?
What the hell is this?
We know what you've done, Colten.
What? Who's we?
The injustices you've committed cannot go unpunished.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Diogenes of Sinope.
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
Not how I look at it.
What do you have? Sinope?
Diogenes.
It's like diabetes?
Diogenes.
Like Diogenes? I've got Diogenes.
Gotta stop drinking those colas.
This injustice requires swift vengeance.